Hi there, my name is Henry May. I'm the founder of the Hurricane Foundation, Bramble Ties Charity of the Year. And it's an absolute pleasure for me to be here to tell you guys more about the charity, what we do, our story, some lessons that we've learned in building this charity, but most of all to say thank you to the incredible staff and students at Bramble Tie. Because you guys have been incredible. You've done just unbelievable things in the last few months. And I'm here to say thanks. So yeah, let's get started. And I thought we could start maybe by seeing a short video of the Hurricane Foundation.
Here is the best place of the world. Huracán is everything.
The first thing we say is that we are Quemeros. My life, my father, my family, everything.
I love it.
So our story, the Hurricane Foundation story, begins with this incredible connection with a club in Argentina called Huracan. And it's become a very special charity that supports early stage football projects from around the world. And I want to start my talk, instead of finishing it, I want to start it by saying thank you. Thank you so much to all of the different students and staff that have been working so hard to raise vital funds for our projects. For our different football projects around the world. In the last few months, for example, there's been an incredible effort from Bramble Tie staff and students to provide our project in London with laptops for many students from underprivileged backgrounds that don't have laptops and haven't been able to work or connect to their virtual classes. That's been absolutely incredible. We've been able to use, we received a very generous donation of £5,000. We've been able to start using that to support our projects in Nepal, in Mexico and Uganda with equipment for their projects, footballs and kit, to get the kids outside again, playing football again, using sport to engage with each other again. So that's been amazing. And I've got a few special shout outs to do because I know some of the Bramble Tie students have been superstars in the last few months and you've been doing these incredible things to raise money in your own time, at home, in lockdown. And I just think it's amazing. So I hope I'm getting everyone here, but if I haven't, I truly apologize. But Mariella, your cooking, brilliant. Thanks so much. Carter, for your sponsored silence. I love that. Archie, cycling, you cycled 150 miles. That's amazing. Margot, you've been doing yoga, running, cycling. Are you training to be an Olympic athlete or something? Absolutely amazing. And Bumble, if I'm not mistaken, Bumble, you've been running at 100K over a month or so. And this is just some of the incredible stories from Bramble Tie students making a difference, getting out there, and proving that every single person can make a difference, whether they're an 8-year-old child or an adult. We can all play our part. So I want to tell you a little bit more about our story of the charity. So you might be able to recognize the little chap there on his 8th birthday. That is me on my 8th birthday. Always been a massive football fan. And at Bramble Tie was really when I had my first opportunity to play in football teams. And I love playing football at Bramble Tie. And probably my favorite memory was being in the second 11 with Mr. Holden. Mr. Holden was the first football coach really to believe in me. He gave me the captain's armband. He said, "Henry, I see something in you. I think you're a leader. You're going to be captain of this team." And we were a great team. I think we won most of our games. And it was the first time that a teacher had really believed in me. And as I went through my time at Bramble Tie and my secondary school, I would say not every teacher believed in me, but Mr. Holden did, and we found that special bond between sport. And I think I learned as a boy, being 12, 13 years old in the second 11 of Bramblety, the power of football. The power of football when a teacher believes in you, and you believe in yourself, you can start to transfer what you're doing on the football pitch into other parts of your life. And I ended up winning an academic scholarship to Sherborne. And football became a really important part of my life. And remember, I was in the second 11. I wasn't in the first 11. And so I think one of the lessons that I've learned is you don't need to be the best. You don't need to be the best footballer. You don't need to be the captain of the first 11. You don't need to be in the first 11 necessarily. You could be in the second 11, the third 11. You could be playing with your friends, and you can still be a champion. You can still do amazing things. So fast forward, 10 years later, 10 years after my time at Bramblety, I was living in Argentina in South America, and I became a fan of a team there called Huracan. This amazing team in Buenos Aires, not the biggest team, but they have really passionate fans. I went to the stadium to see them play. It was kind of dangerous. Taxi drivers, bus drivers on my first game that I went to said, "Don't go to the stadium. It's going to be too dangerous." But I chose to go, and that was the beginning of the Huracan Foundation. I didn't know it at the time, but going to Argentina, living in a different country, learning Spanish, and going to football games was a passion of mine. And when I was 22, 23, I decided I was going to do that for 6 months. So another really important lesson that I learned when I was 22, 23 years old: follow your heart. If you love cycling, or you love yoga, or you love cooking, like Mariella, follow that. Do those things. Do the things that you love, and you'll be surprised at what it leads to. And don't let anyone take away the things that you love doing, whether that's gaming, running, chess, acting, whatever it is. Make sure you continue to do what you love. The Huracan story continued as me and my friends in London in 2009 created an amateur football team called Huracan FC London. And what happened was the fans of the team in Argentina were amazed that we had named our team in London Huracan. Basically, we couldn't think of a better name for our team. And I said, what about calling ourselves Huracan London? Everyone liked the idea. And we started to get lots of attention. The fans of Huracan started to follow our Facebook page, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000. And we started to appear in newspapers in London and in Argentina as our team in London started to get pretty good, started to win some games. So in 2011, we went to Argentina and we played a game in their stadium. We met their fans. We played a game against the reserve team. We met the club, had this incredible experience there. And we decided in that moment, we have to do something. This power of football to connect people is amazing. We were some English guys in Argentina, absolutely loving it, having the best time. And so we thought, right, we've got to do something about this. And at the time, I was a teacher working in a state school in South London, and seeing how powerful football was. I was beginning to be a coach of football as well, and I could see how important football was in the world and how it was important for young kids. And so we decided to set up the Huracan Foundation, a network of football teams around the world, early stage football teams working in different parts of the world, and providing support to those teams to flourish. And to begin with, we started supporting teams in places like Sierra Leone. We gave them some kits, some publicity. We gave them the access to our Facebook page to tell their story with the world. And we had some success. We started to support a project in Sierra Leone and in India. This project in India, led by Vikas here, ended up becoming a big NGO in India called Just for Kicks. They work with 5,000 kids a year. So we began to see this kind of power of working with early stage projects. When you work with early stage projects and inspirational football leaders, when you find the Mr. Holdens that are out there working in Uganda and India, magic can happen. And so we started to grow. 2013 and 2014, we started to support projects in Colombia, in India. They invited me back to Argentina. They gave me a special prize on the pitch for Huracan, and it was great. And the fans of Huracan in Argentina started to buy our shirts by the thousand. We started to fundraise lots of money through selling the shirts. And the team in London really started to dedicate itself to fundraising. We cycled from London to Marseille on foldable Brompton bikes in the 2016 European Championship and raised over £10,000 in the process. And here are the players of Huracan in Argentina also supporting our cause. And in 2017, we started to support projects in Nepal and Philippines, more projects in Asia, more projects in Colombia as well. And one thing that happened was our charity has now started to focus more and more on girls. We believe in girl power. We believe that girls have every right to play football, and more girls should be playing football and enjoying it and scoring goals just like the boys. And the charity has started to focus more and more on girls projects, as you'll see from these next pictures. Amazing pictures from Huracan FC Nepal in the Himalayas and Huracan FC Mexico. So we're really proud to support girls football projects, and I know that girls football is huge at Bramblety, and I love that. And a big shout out to all of the girls playing football at Bramblety. Our charity is focusing more and more on girls and on inclusion. So yeah, finished with a few pictures of our projects. Huracan FC Armenia, incredible project in a war zone in Armenia. This awesome picture from Huracan FC Nepal, a girls football league up the mountains in Nepal. And one of our projects this year, Huracan FC Teso, Uganda. The work that you guys do, the fundraising that you're doing now goes directly to supporting these projects, paying for kit, paying for their coaches, helping the projects to consolidate and to grow and to become self-sustaining organizations. So Bramblety, parents, students, teachers, thank you so much. Thank you for all of the work that you're doing. Keep going. We've got a few more months of the year left to go. We really appreciate it. We're so grateful. And vamos Huracan, vamos Bramblety. Let's keep going. And thank you so much.